Thank God It's Not Christmas is my favorite groove on the front half. It's the most musical sounding song to me.
Yes, yeah, I would agree.
I also just like the title.
Well, the quote I saw from Russell is, "This is our tribute to every day of the year that does not fall on the 25th of December."
Fantastic quote.
Yep.
Very quotable, this Russell.
Yeah. It's my brain. Okay.
Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Oh, golly gee. Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
And I'm Dan Woodard.
And I like that I just watched Dan lip the words to the opening line, Backwards Beats podcast. You didn't even know you did it.
Oh, I did not know that I did that.
We were just making fun of our on-air mannerisms literally 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
It is Wednesday, July 9th, though you probably won't hear this until August. And we are so happy to be here again, sharing episode number 31 with you. This is a band called Sparks.
That's correct.
And the album is cleverly named Kimono My House.
It is called that. And this is album number 476 on Rolling Stone magazine's greatest albums of all time list.
Yeah. If you didn't know what you were getting into, where you been? We are now on Patreon.
That is correct.
So we got some new subscribers, listeners, and access, and we've been enjoying kind of watching those numbers roll in. So for you new listeners who are just joining us fresh, you want to tell them what we do very briefly?
Yeah, so right now, Patreon's completely free, but we really like to build out our community and kind of get to know you better. So hop on over there. We've already released some behind-the-scenes footage. I did a Logic breakdown of the Icelandic episode, if you check that out.
Great episode.
Thank you. I got a... I'm not sure if it was a complisalt or not. So
I've never heard of that. Complisalt.
I had somebody talk to me about that episode, and they were like, "I am so impressed that you did that." I'm like, "Well, you know, like what I do, like, thank you."
Yes.
But did you think that little of me that I couldn't do it?
Yeah. I
think they meant it genuinely. It just came across of like,
I feel like I said something similar, but you and I sit behind the machine together here.
Yes.
So often because I just think it was really well executed.
Thank you.
And I also happen to know, or I was pretty close to guessing how many hours you put into that sucker.
It takes a while to put that stuff together. So anyway, come over to Patreon. We'd love to get to know you. We are going to segment some of the content out so that behind the scenes stuff is for members only, but it's free tier. Come on over, join the conversation. We'll be putting some polls up there, potentially some requests. If you like our fake ads, maybe you get to pick a topic and we'll see what we can come up with.
Who says those ads are fake, Daniel?
Well, they'd be fake if they're coming from our patrons, unless they want to talk to us about sponsorship opportunities, and that's a separate conversation.
We're very much open to those.
Yes.
We could really use, I don't know, a helper.
Yes. I mean, other than Harold's, they've sponsored us twice.
Oh, so fantastic.
Yeah.
Of them.
So that's, Harold's Haggis Hemorrhoid Cream. Shout out to them. Mm-hmm. And their Highland Chill. That's really one of my favorites.
Yeah, the hemorrhoid cream specifically has changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into a little bit of content here. I had never heard of the band Sparks. Had you?
I did a little bit. I really can't identify where. It didn't surprise me, but I still can't isolate where it was. So for all intents and purposes, nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you learn about Sparks?
Well, they formed, it's essentially brothers. It's a brainchild, I would say, of Russell and Ron Mael.
Yes.
And yes, I believe it's a 2-syllable last name. It's spelled Mael.
E-L. It's not ale.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be if it was your last name or my last name.
There we go.
In the early 70s, they also moved to the UK. But so Russell is the lead vocalist. He's the co-founder, and he's definitely known for his wide-ranging voice,
Sure.
and falsetto and theatrical delivery.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was studied in that, right?
Yeah, he studied theater arts and film at UCLA, and he's been compared to some operatic sort of glam singers. A lot of people thought he was female based on his voice alone.
I did.
It did, yes.
Especially on the first tune on this album, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a very energetic stage presence.
Yeah, kind of flamboyant and like energetic and upbeat.
Yes. Whereas his brother Ron, who's the keyboard player, songwriter, and primary lyricist.
I didn't know he was the lyricist.
Yeah. And he studied graphic design and cinema at UCLA and originally aspired to be a visual artist, which makes perfect sense if you've ever seen his stage persona.
Which is somewhere between a psycho killer and a mannequin?
Yes, with I'll say a Charlie Chaplin mustache.
That's the PC way to say it. Yeah.
Yes.
Graphic design in the 70s. Wasn't it like pre-MS Paint?
Well, if you think about graphic design, people were still making magazines, of course.
Yeah.
And there's print media for sure. And so I don't know if it was that level of graphic design or if it's like Andy Warhol graphic design.
Got it. We're not sure if it was for commercial consumption yet.
Right. Yeah, so you should definitely check out one of their live performances for sure. There's a midnight special version of one of their songs. I think it's Amateur Hour, which is on this album. And Ron, he just got this like stare, man. It's kind of terrifying.
It's very terrifying. It totally changed my perception on this group just watching a couple minutes of video footage.
Yes.
If you're not catching the video, you're not seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, I should definitely check that out. So they've been around for a long time. Since the 70s. They just released an album in May of this year called Mad. And I didn't listen to it, but so they have 26 studio albums.
26?
Yeah.
Whew.
2 soundtrack albums, including one for Annette, which is an opera, I guess, that they made, which isn't surprising.
Doesn't surprise me at all, no.
Yeah. So they're fairly prolific in their output.
26, man.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah. Been around. Influenced a lot of people.
Yeah, and it sounds like they took some influence as well. I mean, they were very much in the fold.
Yeah, they were sort of rejecting sort of the folk scene at the time and went way more towards the sort of the British, rock vibe.
Yeah, but they're like kind of glam and flamboyant at the same time.
Yeah.
Not like
New York Dolls or something like that.
Yeah, no, they're just very like if being chill was cool, they were not going to do it.
Yeah.
And Ron's not willing to do a whole heck of a lot of anything to conform.
No. No. He'll rather just like cut you than.
Yeah, he actually scares me.
Yes.
Of all of the people we've talked about on this show, may scare me the most. More than Iggy Pop, more than he scares me the most at this point.
Except looking at him in that midnight special thing, what do you think he weighs? Like 96 pounds?
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy who would fall off from the ceiling like a spider onto you and then grab your back.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He looks like he has the same body type that Mr. Mackey does from South Park.
Okay.
What else about this particular album?
So the album title comes from a line of the song Hasta Mañana Mansour, and it's just a pun based off of the song Kimono My House, which is a song that was made famous by Rosemary Clooney.
Clooney?
George Clooney's, yeah.
Really?
Aunt, I believe.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the relative of...
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know she was an artist.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure aunt is the relationship. I didn't look
Does
that
that
up.
make Clooney a Nepo baby? Is that why he has expensive tequila now?
I think he's been in some popular movies too.
Yeah, he's a little popular, I
Yeah.
suppose.
And pretty dreamy, I guess.
Debatable.
Yeah. Not your type.
Not my type.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't throw him out of bed for eating cookies.
All right, so we've established Dan likes George Clooney.
He can be pretty funny in some movies.
He's pretty funny.
Do you ever see Burn After Reading?
Yes, he's fantastic.
Yes.
He's effectively... I wouldn't say he's the whole movie, but man, he's good.
Brad Pitt does a pretty good job in that one too. Yeah.
Indeed. They had a real like kind of like troupe of a couple of actors. And, there's like little
Francis
circles
McDormand-
of actors that just like there's always the same four people in like like the Seth movies like or because it was always like Seth and Franco and Jonah Hill like they're like a little troupe.
Yeah.
And then George ended up for a while with Pitt. Who else was in that kind of crew? Don Cheadle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all the Oceans.
The
movies,
Oceans guys always were hanging together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So back to this one. So this album was released in 1974. It's their third album.
Okay, so this is early in their discography.
Yes. And I'm trying to, I have actually a lot of notes. I'm trying to figure this out, but they actually went by a different name. And if I can find it, I'll tell you what it is. They had a different name, which is actually a better name. But I just can't remember what it is. It was produced by a gentleman by the name of Muff Winwood.
Heck of a name.
Who is the older brother of Steve Winwood.
There's so many callbacks here.
Yeah.
Did you know I am like not a Steve Winwood fan at all? I'm anti Winwood.
I know you're not. And they were both in a group called the Spencer Davis Group.
Nice name, bros.
Which, of course, Steve Winwood is singing in that as well.
And probably playing keyboard bass.
He's playing guitar in the video that I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is so Russell on vocals, Ron on keyboards, and they did form a band. So you have really on this one you have Martin Gordon and Adrian Fisher and Dinky Diamond on the band. Dinky is the drummer.
I was going to ask, who's Dinky?
Yeah.
I would have guessed drummer.
Yeah, yeah. And so
You couldn't see his head in the Midnight Special recording because it's behind a 16-inch mounted floor or tom-tom.
yes, yes, which comes into play right in the first song.
Totally. He gives off some like Ginger Baker vibes a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's a good call. So the opening track on this did hit number 2 on the UK whatever list.
The UK's Rolling Stone Top 500 all time.
Yeah. Amateur Hour was number 7 in the UK, number 12 in Germany, and they've done pretty well for themselves.
So well that they fetched themselves a Tiny Desk concert.
They did.
And guess who looks terrifying?
Yeah.
Ron.
Ron looks terrifying still. Same gimmick, same shtick.
Which is funny because I think
I respect that.
Russell looks like he looks like Elton John.
Yeah.
Ron, no way. Just slightly creepier version of his old self.
You know what's interesting? So Russell, I think he's like 76 now and doesn't have a stitch of gray hair because he dyes it jet black, which is fine as an artist. And I remember for the longest time, Paul McCartney didn't dye his hair, but somehow he had a better stylist, so it didn't look so weird that he was heading up towards 80 and didn't have any gray hair. But you know who is pulling off not having gray hair, who's equally as old as Ringo Starr?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't look ridiculous. There's a certain point where you just age out of have to.
It must have been because the rest of the guys carried him on their back for so long. He just didn't have to do any work.
Oh boy. There you go. So you're saying he's not the best drummer in the world?
I'm saying he's not the best drummer in the band.
That was a John Lennon quote.
Indeed it was. May he rest in peace.
Oh, I hope that got on tape. This group influenced a lot of people, including folks like Björk,
Okay.
She claims that like it was a transformational album for her.
That's crazy, but awesome.
Yeah. Faith No More,
Okay.
Queen,
Yeah.
which makes sense. Cheap Trick, Depeche Mode, Eraser, like Duran Duran, Beck, Franz Ferdinand. They did actually, I think they did a thing together with Franz Ferdinand.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the Beck call out as well.
Yeah. And Jello Biafra.
What'd you call me?
Jello Biafra, the singer from the Dead Kennedys.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he claims that some of his vocal styling was influenced by this as well.
I would be surprised if The Darkness didn't steal a little bit from them as well.
That's crazy. This is the second time today that The Darkness has come up.
Really?
Yeah.
That only happens like twice a year. So
Yeah.
What was the first?
I never do this, but I happen to be listening to Elliot in the Morning this morning. Mm-hmm. And they had this game that they were playing, which is a name that tune of like, okay, here's a song where someone says guitar, and then guitar happens.
Yeah.
And one of the songs was a Darkness
Yeah,
tune.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's more like guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised if good old Steel Panther didn't pull from this.
It wasn't on that list. They did hit one that I was surprised anyone got because it happened to be a Kiss song, which is I guess a deep cut. I mean, I think all their music is deep cuts except for like 4 songs, right? But it was the song "I Stole Your Love" off of Love Gun, and it came up. I'm like, oh, I knew that in a second. But yeah,
Let the algorithm
Yep.
for the court records pick up. Dan has spoken about Kiss yet again this episode.
but we have failed one of our missions.
Which is what?
We were supposed to talk about Snarky Puppy in every episode, and we have not talked about them. in
Oh,
quite
no.
some
I
time.
think we've talked about Kiss more than Snarky Puppy.
Well, yeah, we had Alice Cooper.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Yeah. All right. That's really all I have, for the getting up here. They've been, like I said, they've been making music for almost 60 years. So good for them.
Yeah, 26 albums. One other note before we take a quick break here. If you go onto Spotify and pull this album, it'll pull up 13 songs. Mm-hmm. Whereas the true album cut only has 10, correct?
That's correct. There's a 1994 like Island Records remaster. This is on Island Records. That includes the songs Barbecuity and Lost and Found. And then this one also includes a live version of Amateur Hour. And I can't remember. There's like 6 releases of this.
Yeah,
including
there was quite a few amateur hours released.
Yeah, or even of this album. There is a double album release of this that came out later as well. Thankfully, we're not doing that.
No, we'll stick to the original 10, which will make for a nice 5-5 clean split.
Let's do it.
All right.
I used to wake up in strange places, sometimes in my bed, sometimes on the floor, once in the break room at work, holding a coffee stir like a cigarette. I hadn't slept in weeks, and everything looked like it already happened. Everything sounded like a voicemail, and nothing mattered. I wanted to feel something, so I started going to support groups. Testicular cancer, blood parasites, rooms where people cry without apology. And it worked, until it didn't. Until I started wishing the people next to me would actually die. One day, during my testicular cancer group, Larry told me about another kind of meeting. It had a different vibe, with fewer name tags. He whispered it. Fight Club. It was in the basement of a bar. I went. The air was thick. The leader talked like he was reading from a manual only he had memorized. We were told the rules. Then it began. Men, wild, sweating and bleeding, fighting until their rage wore off or something dislocated. No talking, no thinking, just fists and breath. Finally, it was my turn. First night, you have to fight. I faced my opponent. He held out his fist for a bump. I obliged. Crack! My arm snapped like a breadstick. I looked up. Too late, his punch landed clean and my jaw shattered like a dropped plate. Somehow, I'd forgotten. I have brittle bone disease. Not metaphorically, literally. 6 months of physical therapy later, I started something else. Something quieter. Cuddle Club. We meet on Sunday mornings. There's soft lighting and a guy named Bryce who plays ambient beats on a loop. No one speaks above a whisper. No one wears belts. At first, it's just light contact. Shoulder to shoulder, then arms, then the pile. We call it the consent cluster. It starts with a mutual nod, then someone says, "Let's get warm, boys," and then we're in it. Flesh on fleece, heartbeat against heartbeat, a quiet storm of shared body heat and repressed masculinity. No punching, no yelling, just a slow tangle of dudes trying not to cry while pretending this isn't the most intimacy they've had in 5 years. Bryce says the real fight is learning how to be held. Bryce says lots of things. This is your life. And it's swaddled in flannel, pressed against a stranger's sternum, trying not to pitch a tent. You smell like my dad.
So during the break, Dan and I were wrestling on the carpet. And
As we do.
Often.
Yes.
We have to explain it to our wives later, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
And we came to a realization.
We did. After I put you or tried to put you into this move, I realized that Half Nelson is the original name of Sparks.
There it is. Much better band name than Sparks, in my personal opinion.
I agree. I wonder if there is a band named Half Nelson.
I mean, there was. Or maybe, do you think it was contested?
I don't know. Do you know? I don't know that the band you're referring to. I know of Nelson.
I don't even know of Nelson. Is there a band called Full Nelson? Some Nelson?
Some research needs to be done.
All right. Any of you who have any Nelson information, you need to hit us up. You can catch us on our gram at
Backwards Beats Podcast.
or our email,
Backwards Beats Podcast.
backwardsbeatpodcasts.
Yes. Sound like I said scat. Backwards Beats Podcast at gmail.com. But I would actually prefer you hop over to our Patreon.
Where you can be a member for free.
We can be friends.
And you can weigh in on some of our future content there, or at least tell us about all of the Nelson-based bands we aren't aware of.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into some content here. So, like I said, 10 songs. We're split into 5 and 5. And we open up on an incredibly popular tune here because I am using just the Spotify listens alone. It is streamed 23 million times. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
That is correct.
Some funny stuff going on here. I mean, for me, you turn on this album, you're looking at this silly image of, two Japanese chicks wearing kimonos.
They're geishas.
Geishas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Kind of,
yeah. This one's got something going on. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the name is kind of hilarious and a odd pun.
Yep.
And you're going, what the hell am I getting into? It's 1974, so all bets are off.
Right.
This is not what I expected.
You know what's funny? It fades in, and the fade in that starts reminds me of Neighborhood's Number One.
Neighborhood's Number One.
Because of the way that one fades in.
You don't get song fade-ins terribly often.
Right.
You get song fade-outs all the time.
Correct.
Okay.
The song is nothing like Neighborhood's Number One, which is by Arcade Fire, if you want to check out our very first episode.
Literally. Yes. But yeah, a song fade-in is quite rare.
Yeah.
And then you kind of roll into something that's...
bonkers.
Yeah, it's cinematic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... it sounds like a manic background to a silent film. You know how the music was composed for those?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like filled with antics, and it's like the music's trying to describe body motion without using words initially.
Yep.
Except this song has lyrics.
It does.
There's a very distinctive sound effect.
Yeah, there's gunshots.
It's like a comic gunshot, though.
Well, in the 70s, bullets ricocheted all the time.
Twing.
Yes.
All of the time.
All of the time. You don't hear that at all anymore, but that's a classic 70s gunshot sound, was the ricochet off of metal.
And so they were rocking a funky gunshot as well. It is a very aggressive soundscape.
It is. There's a lot of information. There's a guitar solo in this which is completely unhinged.
It is.
I like it, but it's unhinged. And I'll just start off with this. I feel like, especially this song, but the album to me feels like Queen and ABBA had a love child.
ABBA was on my list of obvious, whether the word's influence or just it's in the same pool.
Yeah. And occasionally on this song, I think Chrissy Hines enters the equation.
Okay. I did not pull that one.
Yeah.
Well, so the funky part about this tune is this one, of all of them, I swore this was a female singer. but it's just Russell doubled, singing in falsetto.
Yep.
And I didn't know what to do with that information.
It's hard to process because it does not sound like a man trying to sound like a woman. It just sounds like a woman.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And even the inflection and the content, it's all there. Like, it's really it's a mind twister, this tune.
Well, there's layers because there's also, and I feel like this is the only place where they're trying to affect maybe some Asian, because of the cover. Mm-hmm. And so there's like this very angular, this sound ain't big enough for the both of us, like that very rigid thing. But yeah, did you pay attention to the lyrics in this one?
No, it's such a catastrophe. So please hit me.
Yeah, so it's actually hard to make out the words in most of the songs in this. And there's some production choices here. Like everything sits in the same space, so it's kind of hard sometimes to differentiate certain sounds. Yeah. But it's not, I'll say bad or irritating. It's not like Phil Spector irritating, but there's definitely a reverb like piece to this. But
yeah, and overall, and starting with the song, I don't necessarily mind the production so much. I like it. I think of the time, 74, and so you got to think they didn't record this album in a week or anything.
No.
So, early 70s is a safe way to put it.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty good. They just have so much information running through that space.
Yes.
Like Zappa did this sometimes too. Right? Like, if you think about it, and actually there's a lot of parallels to Frank Zappa throughout this album.
For sure.
I prefer Zappa at the end of the day. But there's a lot of, like, moving parts, kind of flying all over the sonic space. And if you're not careful about the dynamics, the levels of each sound source, it's going to get murked up. It doesn't matter how well you record the sound source or how high quality the instrument or even the performer is.
Yep.
Sound is sound is sound is sound.
Yeah, and that's where I think the overload comes in.
Yep.
But lyrically, that makes zoo time is she and you time. The mammals are your favorite type, and you want her tonight. Heartbeat, increasing heartbeat. You hear the thunder of stampeding rhinos, elephants, and tacky tigers. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Man, I missed nothing.
No, they're almost like fish lyrics.
They do have some fishy content going on there. And they're probably 3 times the musicians.
Yeah, I'd say the musicians are all very talented.
Yeah,
across the board.
Walking into this album, I will be a little. I'm trying to take some surly out of my mouth on this one. I like the production overall. I like the performers overall. I think that it's incredible what Russell achieves in his singing alone.
Yeah.
The drummers, guitar players all have chops. I don't know so much about Ron, though. It does seem like there's some fun piano stuff going on at times. It's there. It's just as chaotic.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of arranging going on. It's clear that these people are trained musicians because there are arranging tricks in like lines. There's a lot of like unison lines that they put together, and you don't just come up with that unless you have some sort of like background in this stuff.
Yeah, no, this is more written than jammed. There's no question about it.
Yeah. There's probably charts for this. When I mentioned ABBA, and we'll move on unless you have anything else. I don't know if you know this, but essentially ABBA did create a musical. Are you aware of the musical Chess?
No.
Which is about a chess tournament. You're familiar with one song of it if you've ever heard the song or the cover that came out of it, the song One Night in Bangkok by Murray Head.
No.
You know that song? Oh, it's a banger.
I'm sure
song.
if I heard it, my title grips are non-existent.
So there's a lot of, you talked about silent film. I also get some potential musical theater.
Oh, for days.
For sure.
Everything
It's
here.
very theatrical. Yeah.
And so, if you're a big fan, I always saw ABBA that way too. Like,
sure.
If I hear ABBA's music, anything out of the Freddie Mercury and Queen camp, this reminds me of Rocky Horror. Like, this sounds like a soundtrack that's supporting something cinematic.
Yeah.
To its detriment more than it's trying to be musical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. You just said that better than I I've been trying to come up with a way to talk about this. Like, there's a ton of ability, musical talent, and creativity all throughout this entire album. But it took a while for me to, like, it's growing on me. I wouldn't say it has grown on me yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing on me. I can appreciate all of it.
Yeah.
But at first blush, I'm like, oh, why?
This is dense.
Yeah.
Well, so let's kick it over to the second song, Amateur Hour, right? Which is very popular.
Yeah.
Not maybe so on its like stream presence here, but if you just go and like look at YouTube, or you even see the end of this certain release where they decided to tack a live version of it on, I'd say a more approachable song than its predecessor in just like sonic space used. It's like they cut it down 20%. Still very busy.
It is. And I learned that, so Martin Gordon, who's their bass player, who plays the Rickenbacker,
Sweet Rick, yeah.
was asked to switch to a Fender for this track. I don't really know why, but I don't know that I could tell that. I tried to see if I could hear that.
I used to have a Rick. I have plenty of these Fenders here. The Rick, when played like through like a traditional rig, like with these ampegs, or late 70s or mid 70s, you might see those weird cushioned customs start to pop up.
Yeah.
They have a bite. They have this little bite to them that just nothing else quite has.
Yeah, and the song, especially when it gets sort of into the verse, mellows out a bit. I mean, it's all, I don't know, it's like, what is it, about 150 BPM or something.
It's not, and they have this way of kind of, and I think this goes back to the last tune we're saying, is it musical? It's kind of like marching band hammering this English 4 drum pattern a lot of the time. They like to drive these eighth notes together really hard.
Yeah.
A la what you would hear in some of that Phil Spector influence, or even going out to the Brian Wilson Beach Boys stuff.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes a perfectly acceptable groove was kick drum, snare drum, floor tom, all at the same time. Cha, 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 cha.
Yeah.
It's just like a hard-ass metronome. They pull off some of that over the course of this album here.
It works, and because they have this syncopated rhythmic and melodic motif that becomes the chorus. And what I like about it is the motif itself is just 4 eighth notes, right? It's a ba 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 ba. Mm-hmm. But because they tie it, you get this like rhythmic displacement. Because it's like, if you were to count out, it's like 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and, right? So like that's how you count it out. And again, something to me that still feels like that's a trained musician's motif, not just something you come up with. I mean, people come up with complicated
it's a classical ostinato. I swear to God, it sounds almost like a warm up exercise.
Yes,
it's something a composer writes to show off to their musical friends, not because it's necessarily pleasing to the ear.
Yeah,
which is why when bands like Snarky Puppy come around and put out put out really, really high-end composition and thoughtful composition that still grooves.
Yeah.
And is still pleasing. That's what makes them real masters at their craft.
Yeah.
This one, once again, almost feels like it's the supporting sound, that motif specifically, for a high wire act at a circus.
Yes, very much. Yes, that's a perfect description of the song, because that rhythmic and melodic motif is the chorus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a circus, not in any bad way.
No, but it's just reminiscent of it. Yeah. I did catch the lyrics in this one.
Yeah.
This one's all sexual innuendoed out, and there's some kind of odd scenarios going on.
It's amateur hour, though.
Yeah, it's amateur hour indeed, which I think is aptly titled. I find that clever.
Yes, and I think they do that a lot.
And this is poetic. Mm-hmm. And so, whereas it might not be my cup of tea musically per se, mm-hmm. I like all of the elements of the dish, and I think that, it takes a guy like Russell to deliver that too. Mm-hmm. You can't say a lot of this stuff or sing it with this like inflection that he does.
Right.
Straight faced.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of tongue in cheek stuff going on here. And the thing is live. I watched a couple performances live, and he's not always nailing the falsetto, but still sounds good, right? When he's not.
You don't have to always nail the falsetto.
Yeah.
The beauty of the male falsetto is people give some grace and go, wow, you were willing to go there.
Yep. Especially for this entire album.
Oh, I mean, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
Guy sings up there the entire time.
Yeah.
And this one, in the first tune, they were relying heavily on a double, right?
Yeah.
Where you got him singing his part and then him singing his part again, which helps support that falsetto and also adds a little bit of dissonance because you're not going to do it twice perfectly per se.
Yeah.
Though he's damn close. But the effect is nice. Here, not so much of that.
Yeah. No, actually, I like this song better than the opener.
Me too.
Yeah.
It feels like it settles in a little bit more. Still, it lacks groove.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like a funky, like it'd be jazzy way. I just mean like it's hard to like nod your head to, or like how does one dance to this? Like that's the question I ask.
You choreograph it.
Precisely.
Yes.
The theme carries.
Yep.
Scooching on, falling in love with myself again.
I didn't pay attention to the lyrics to this, but I kind of feel like I know what it's about.
What do you got?
Falling in love with yourself again.
Yeah, but like what tonality? Like there's like forgiveness, falling in love with yourself. There's like I'm fixing my broken self. There's I never loved myself in the first place.
No, I think it's I think it's fixing a relationship with your love, but with yourself. But I think this is also I don't know. I get a sense because of the way it sounds. Again, I didn't pay attention to the lyrics, so sonically, I think it's still tongue in cheek.
It is. There's a lot of humor in this,
right?
one.
And so I think it's more about ego than it is about necessarily
Funny you
loving
say that.
yourself or potentially quiet time with yourself.
Well, yeah, sure. There's that. I sensed a little bit of narcissism in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's like he's putting it on as a character,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You, oh God, going back to Zappa. What was the one tune about the guy was the football star and then a very hard fall from Bobby or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I can do about an hour on the Tower of Power type. Has that same kind of like sick humor.
Yeah.
Where the character that you're portraying.
Yeah. Now I have a question for you on this one. This has a massive intro with a big drum fill, includes like a couple timpani hits in it, right? And I don't know why, because it doesn't remind me sonically of the drums, but every time I hear the intro to this, I think of the song "Vehicle" by Ides of March, because
Great tune.
it's an awesome song. Yeah. But the drums in that are very tight, so I don't know why. Maybe it's just the epicness of.
Yeah, that Ides of March tune is explosive.
Yeah.
Everybody in that band is going ham.
Yeah.
And honestly, dynamically speaking, if you look at these first three pieces, they're all in the same zone.
They're all forte.
Yep.
Plus.
And though things might shift a scotch in the BPM or the approach, they rarely play quiet in this band.
Yeah, they're banging on this.
They kind of hammer away at this.
Yeah, the song becomes a proper waltz.
It does.
Eventually.
Indeed.
And
It's almost like one of those like 6/8 pirate drinking songs.
yeah. It could be a shanty.
Yeah, shanty. Thank
Yes.
you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
We had a shanty a couple episodes ago, didn't we?
We did. And this is another example where they write these melodic riffs that get duplicated across instruments. So they're writing hooks like throughout the thing. Again, a sign of someone who's,
Composing.
yes.
Yeah, ties back to the theatrical stuff.
Yeah.
I like this tune in the sense that it's because of the time signature. It's different than the first two, and I was like ready for something to change.
Yeah, and once the waltz comes in, it softens a bit. It mellows out. It might not be quite, fortissimo. Yeah.
It just feels different. I'm thankful for it.
Yeah. So I just use forte and fortissimo, and I just had this conversation the other day. My father-in-law always finds it necessary to. It's very nice. He's doing it to be nice, but he always asks me a musical question every time he sees me. He's not a musician or anything like that.
Hey Dan, what's a note?
Yeah. Well, so they're better than that.
No, I'm kidding.
But and so he was talking. He shared with me this program that he'd seen, and it's classical music, and how classical music was terrible. They didn't name their music, right? It's like sonata in C.
Yeah.
Right?
Thanks, guys.
That's not a name. It's like a a style and a key.
Sandwich and ham.
And I think it's interesting though that like the Italian, words still linger on, like, forte and fortissimo, which just means loud and louder, right?
Yeah.
But when you talk about the song names, the reason that triggered me is like Beethoven's the second movement of the Ninth Symphony is allegro ma non troppo, which means fast but not too fast.
Nice.
Right. And the question he asked me is like, didn't they have a metronome? Like, can you imagine what a pain in the rear end it must have been without having a recorded medium? To them, like, all right, I heard this once, now I'm going to conduct it.
But not too fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of interpretations out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's Classical Corner.
Welcome to Classical Corner.
Yes. That was the Brandenburg.
All right, so let's move on to Here in Heaven, song number 4.
This is dark, man.
It is quite dark. I will say off the bat, the vocals sound so crazy. They remind me of Claudio from Coheed and Cambria.
Okay, yeah.
You know the singer I'm talking about? Very distinct vocal style. You either know or you don't. If you don't, you should go look it up. Talk about a wild band that goes in some odd rabbit holes that define some teenage years of mine. But there's something about his vocal timbre. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good. And it's kind of hard to process what he's saying as a result. But this song's
about a failed suicide pact.
Yes, sung from the perspective of the person who did not fail.
The ghost.
The ghost,
as
yes.
one may say.
Yes.
Questioning the intentions of, you have to assume it was their lover or, I think.
Yeah. This is very Broadway-esque, right? Because of that. And so lyrically, second thoughts. Is that what you had? Second thoughts. First, I broke my back. Second thoughts as I hit the sea. Second thoughts for eternity. For eternity. For eternity.
Let's really drill that one into the ground there.
And then later on, it's hell knowing that your health will keep you out of here for many, many years. Up here in heaven without you. I'm here in heaven without you. It's a very dark lyrics. Sonically, it does not sound like it's this dark at all.
The song does not fit the story.
No, it does not.
But man, it's one of the few lyrical ones I went back and was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it seemed so desperate. But there's light. They're in heaven.
They're in heaven.
So there's that going for you.
Yeah.
For someone who committed suicide, he went to heaven. All right, we're going there.
Yeah.
Interesting song.
Yeah. I do like it.
Composition wise, it's probably my favorite on the front half.
Yeah? Why so?
No, I don't think so. No. I'm saving that one for the next song.
I was going to say.
Yes. But I think it's the disparity. I think I actually quite enjoy the dark message over the down the middle, funny, like 16th notey, like groove that's going on the whole time.
Yeah.
It felt musical. I'll take that.
Yeah. It's like a clown car.
It is kind of like a clown car. Oh, jeez.
Which is kind of what I love about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Clown car. I can't get over that now. Damn, Dan. You had to go do it to him. No. Thank God It's Not Christmas is my favorite groove on the front half. It's the most musical sounding song to me.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree.
I also just like the title.
Well, the quote I saw from Russell is, "This is our tribute to every day of the year that does not fall on the 25th of December."
Fantastic quote.
Yep.
Very quotable, this Russell.
Yeah. So did you notice this? The song, at least the intro hook that comes in, is a descending major scale, just doubled.
Yeah, I knew the major scale
Yep.
descending part, yes.
Joy to the World is a descending major scale. Just walks down the scale.
Yeah.
I've got to imagine, since it's the anti-Christmas song, which actually I do believe does get Christmas play.
Oh, Joy to the World absolutely does.
No. Thank God It's Not Christmas.
Oh, no. See, that's so funny because I've never heard this. And I DJ these weird Christmas lists sometimes. I'll go pull crap off Spotify I have to find. Never seen this one before. Had I known it was there, I would have been facetiously throwing it in.
Yeah.
When people aren't paying attention and falling on an ice rink somewhere.
Have you ever heard of A Good Old Fashioned Christmas? That song?
No. Is it about the old-fashioned cocktail?
Oh, no. It is
Oh,
amazing.
no.
It is amazing. We will listen to it, and I will link it in the show notes. You have to check out Good Old Fashioned Christmas. It is literally the best Christmas song ever made. Full stop. That nobody knows about.
So Michael Bublé did not sing it.
He did not.
Okay.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. I really like this song because it almost gets into like a punk vibe.
Yes. And, as we've been rolling through these tunes, I was quick to paint this as kind of one note. And by one note, I meant all of the notes at once. But we're finding some separation, or maybe I was more tolerant by the fifth song of an album. I don't know which one, but this one rocked in a way that was more modern or something that I would prefer to listen to rather than that typical kind of like banging down the middle eighth note or English 4 thing that they're doing. This one also has kind of a dual section thing going on too.
Yeah.
And so you end up with this cool swing thing that happens.
Yeah.
Which I really like. Not traditional jazz swing. It's just like more like a groove swung out thing. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is cool. I like the song. It's a great way to end side one of this album.
Well, it's only a 10-song album, so let's get off to our commercial break and we'll be right back.
Let's do that.
Crunch it. Tired of snacks that just don't hit hard enough? Introducing Crystal Crunch, the chip that won't quit. These ain't your grandma's chips, unless your grandma lives in a van and hasn't blinked since 2003. Each Crystal Crunch chip is kettle cooked in pure adrenaline and then lovingly dusted with 99.9% pharmaceutical grade methamphetamine. Hungry? Sleepy? Emotionally stable? Not anymore. Crystal Crunch, now with 40% more paranoia. Grab a bag today. No teeth required. Crystal.
Have you learned the joys of rubber clothing?
No, I can't say I've ever actively pursued my rubber clothing potential, but I'm willing to try anything twice.
You should try it out. I mean, the body hair thing can...
In that case, I should not be considered a candidate. You know what else should not be considered a candidate for good Christmas songs? The one that you just made me listen to.
Yeah, so to be clear, the song is A Good Old Fashioned Christmas, parentheses, Daddy's Home.
I hated that. I hated that so hard. It was like it was a best of old Christmas songs, like Vegas DJ doing 20-second clips into a skit. And some very, very poor singing.
Perhaps one of the best Christmas songs ever
Worst
produced.
Christmas song. Worst Christmas song. First survey we do will be a poll. Can we do a poll on Patreon?
I think number one is what we just said, Good Old Fashioned Christmas.
Okay. You want Christmas shoes on there?
Number two is Mr. Hanky.
The Christmas poo.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then everything else is whatever.
I thought you wanted Christmas shoes.
Christmas shoes. Blows.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I feel about Daddy's Home.
Yes. Daddy's Home is a train wreck, but you should definitely check it out.
Terrifyingly, if you were in it for the story, which I couldn't help but be.
It's captivating.
Yeah, I'd say I had a lot of feelings, like a ton of them. And I was like, there's no way people play this at Christmas. We would love your thoughts on that, obviously. I would like to think most of the world will be in Camp Carl here.
You know, it's funny, given that we've already had a Christmas album on this podcast, that this is the only time we're actually talking about Christmas music so far.
Yeah, I guess so. We had a nice Christmas ad early in the game. Did
we?
that ever get published?
Not yet, but just stay tuned because we have a Christmas ad.
Yes. I'm so happy. I was trying to remember if we published that one or not. I think we were like, we're going to hold it for the year.
Yeah, we recorded it around Christmas time, and then it's like, well, we didn't start until January, so we might as well.
Oh, I'm so happy we have that. I'm
Yeah.
so happy we have that. Fantastic. All right. I doubt you're just joining us. You don't really stumble into the middle of one of these things. But in case you are, we're listening to the album Sparks by Kimono, or the album Kimono My House by Sparks,
That is
formerly
correct.
known as Half Nelson,
Correct.
the band.
Yes. No relation to Ricky Nelson or the Nelson twins.
There we go. Oh, all the Nelsons.
Yeah.
We are on song 6 of 10, and we are going to be taking a look at Hasta Mañana, Monsieur.
Yes, I guess this is a bilingual song.
It's very European. Carl's favorite song on the album alert. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I think mine too.
What makes it your favorite song?
Well, I actually do like the intro, the sort of fluty Beatles-esque intro. And I like the harmony that comes in here. It's not insanely harmonically diverse. It's essentially it's in D minor and basically just a circle of fifths. So it was like D minor, E7, so that's like 5, 7 to 5, A7 to D7. So you think you're going to go to a G now because you've been doing this whole circle of
5-1,
fifths
yeah.
thing. And I was like, no, I'm just going to D minor.
Back to D minor.
Never mind.
It kind of rocks because of that.
Yeah.
It like stays in its vibe and it's got good energy. Mm-hmm. We were talking about that Rickenbacker bass a little earlier in the episode. Here's a really good example of this growly driving bass.
Yeah.
That just, I think, sounds sublime.
Yeah. And again, another like English 4.
Yeah, and I'm kind of tired of that beat by this time in the song, but this one works to me because it reminds me of like Supertramp.
Okay.
And I think that's why I like Supertramp.
Who doesn't?
And it's aggressive and kind of cool. I don't know the story as much as I just like the way the words shape and sound. There's a lot of wordplay going on in this tune.
Yeah, I didn't pay too close attention lyrically to this one. You have to pay attention because of the production and the singing style. Not that he's inarticulate, but sometimes a little bit.
That just comes with the singing style.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in all of these songs. But yeah, this one for me, I think it was kind of cool. There was like I don't know. It was like he was taking on characters again. Once again, quite cinematic.
Yep.
There's like this kind of like polite character, that's very exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like culture references that are kind of the title of the song.
Right.
Fun tune. I
Yeah, it's
imagine if this was on a vinyl and you flip over, I'd like to think this would be the first song on the B-side, and that'd be a nice way to open it.
It would be. There's also this like ascending guitar line in here that I really enjoy.
Yeah, there is. That's not the one that's in the melody. It could be this tune. Let me see. There's one tune that has a counter melody that comes in right after the chorus. Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he sings his chorus line,
Yep.
and then there's this kind of like, it's like a vocal guitar double thing that
Yep.
goes on right behind it.
Yeah.
Really neat.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. You talked about songs fading out on this album. There's a lot of fade outs.
Yeah.
This is a 40-second fade out.
It's a long ass
It's a long fade out.
but all in all, if you're looking where to enter this album and give a listen, I'd say enter at the very top for this town, big enough for both of us, and then move right on over here.
Yeah.
Great tune.
Yeah.
I will fight for number one song just because the energy.
Yes. While I did state, and I do state that I like Amateur Hour over that one, you should not look past that first song. It defines
Sets
everything.
the tone. If it attunes your ears for what you're about to go through for the next 45 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Otherwise, really, really a good tune here. I would go out of my way to listen to this tune again.
Mm-hmm. I would as well.
Let's scooch over. Song number 7. Talent is an asset.
This is my number 2.
Ooh, nice. It's
Yeah.
my number 3, I think.
Okay. What's your number 7?
Probably Here in Heaven.
Very good.
No, Here in Heaven's better than that. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hard. What's my number 7?
It's a stupid question.
Yes, I agree with you entirely. This one starts off with a kind of a very, I don't know, recognizable type of drum pattern that caused you and I to both scream out different phrases.
Yeah.
Which one did you choose?
Well, we both did the Cars, right?
Yep.
Right. What song did we do? I forget.
I believe Walking on Sunshine came to mind.
Well, yes, that for sure.
Freeze Frame came to mind.
Yes, Katrina and the Waves, for sure. I love the glockenspiel in this.
Yeah, there's the glockenspiel. There's also the piano is very present here, and the vocal melody, the piano, and the glockenspiel all work in concert together. Is kind of one layer in my mind.
Yeah,
it's one of the more clear-cut layers we've experienced so far.
Yeah, production-wise, for sure. Things are in their sonic space a little bit more cleanly.
This is the first of many. Maybe this. I'm going to say the first of many songs on this album that defines kind of a very particular style of. I'm going to go ahead and say pop punk, but very Euro pop punk.
Okay.
Light emphasis on the punk.
Yeah, very light.
That it's one of the styles on this album. We hear this time and time again, I guess is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, you know what the song's about?
No, I do not.
It's about Albert Einstein.
How cool.
Yeah. So the opening lyric is, Albert is smart. He's a genius. Watch Albert putter. An obvious genius. Someday he will reassess the world and he'll still have time for lots of girls.
I tell you what, man, I would read a book of these lyrics and just laugh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If you're a lyric person, which I am self-stated, not typically, this has to be I should turn on the
karaoke?
the karaoke function on Spotify and just read along with a cocktail and just laugh at this sometime.
It's actually it was the thing that started to bring me into enjoying some of this music, because at first I did not enjoy it. It felt like a chore. Mm-hmm. I mostly enjoy it, but with some reservation.
It's not an easy listen, is it?
It's not, and I can't tell you specifically why. I'm trying to figure out why, because all the ingredients are actually high quality.
Yeah, I don't think it's an easy listen because it moves very fast. Mm-hmm. It's very loud.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, it's like sorting,
Yeah.
It's like that machine at Chuck E. Cheese. They stick you in at your birthday and it just spits tickets at you for a minute. You have to grab as many out of the air.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like trying to grab musical concepts or ideas out of it. There's a reason I don't know any of the lyrics. There's a drum fill going on and some guitar riff and then some counterpoint and then a guy singing in a vocal range I'm impressed with.
Right. Yeah.
All at once.
Yeah.
All gas, no breaks.
Yeah, and that's probably what it is. Just there's a lot of data, and you just need to let it wash over you.
Once you become more familiar, it does get a little less chewy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good song here.
Hey, do you have any complaints?
Complaints. Song number 8 is not one of my complaints.
No.
But it is called Complaints. Nice attempt at a segue there. We did, right?
That was smooth.
Actually, I do have a complaint.
Okay, let me hear it.
I don't necessarily like songs that hit on 1 and 3 very hard. The whitest song ever. This is like the pop punk version of like when your aunt you don't really know brings her good friend everywhere, and it takes it till later in life to figure out what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. This song does not click to me for the first 20 seconds. Whenever they're in that hard one feel before they shift over to that B section, it's just disorientingly not fun for me to listen to.
Which is interesting because I think thematically, right, that part that's in minor, right, and so it basically we switch between the verse in D minor, I think it's D minor, and then to D major. And
which I don't mind the minor major change at all.
No, it's actually really clever
on the same tone. That's awesome.
It's actually really clever because I don't know the lyrics. I didn't really write them down or anything like that. But lyrically, it's like, oh, life is tough. Da 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 da.
It's a rant,
right? It's a rant, and then when it says like, well, complaints, and then you just get into this happy like.
Once again, very tongue in cheek, very, intentionally written.
Yes,
and with thought. Once again, composer. I'm going to take these lyrics. I'm going to go complaint, complaint, complaint. Should be sad. Should be minor.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Let's make it jolly.
Yep.
Just feels very British comedy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
But I don't know, that something about that rhythmic pattern just bugs me.
I think it's supposed to.
It does. Effective.
Yes, I think it's supposed to.
A plus.
Because the verse isn't very comfortable.
No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, it has. It's not my favorite song.
Yeah. I do like.
It could be my number 7.
Yeah. So I do like the minor to major thing, and I love the bridge that modulates to. I guess it would be B major to the 6.
Oh yeah.
Which is nice, just abruptly like here now I'm in B and just 1 and 5, 1 and 5. You know.
I'll jump back and forth there.
Yeah.
Is that how it ends? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think it.
I'm willing
does.
to bet it fades out.
Probably fades out 20 seconds or 45 seconds.
Yep, there you go. Let's scooch on. In My Family, song number 9.
All right. So I know you're not a fan of this, but I've heard a lot of, when I was doing research, a lot of like crossover to like David Bowie. Mm-hmm. This is the only one that I get any David Bowie stylings, maybe a little bit of Life on Mars.
I'm actually surprised it took us this long to mention Bowie.
Yeah.
Just because he's one of those performers that kind of was in that like performative theatrical type of camp, obviously.
For sure.
A lot of backstory, a lot of kind of writing.
The whole Ziggy Stardust
Of course.
character.
And
yeah.
was not afraid to get behind music that was that way. Mm-hmm. I'm also, in the huge minority, I'm pretty sure, is like underwhelmed by Bowie generally.
Well,
I'm hoping for
we'll
that to change.
We'll fix that.
I'm positive it will. I'm open-minded here. Mm-hmm. I'd really liked, which will not make this list, I don't think, the album he released before he passed away.
Oh, Black Star?
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah.
But like that's not a true entrance to Bowie.
No.
Otherwise, I just know like some of the radio stuff, like Fame and stuff. But like that album, I made a point to sit down and put my ears on 3 or 4 times when it came out. That's a nice album.
Yeah, and it's weird.
It's weird enough for me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely weird.
Anyway, you brought Bowie up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So basically, I was just like a hint of the way he sings stylistically in Life on Mars.
Specifically.
Yeah, that's where I get there. This song also brings me back a little bit stylistically to one of the Convince Me's we did, which is $1 Billion Babies. I get some Alice Cooper vibes in this. Oh, you're giving me a face. You don't agree with that.
I actually had like a painful burp.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just trying to hear you out.
Oh, so okay, yeah, I get a little bit of that because in $1 Billion, excuse me, in $1 Billion Babies, there's a little bit of theatrical or a lot of theatrical.
Totally,
stuff, right? Yeah. Like in Hello Hooray and songs like that. It doesn't sound like that, but I can see it being easily put into that mold.
A big difference between, so like, let's isolate this for a sec. This is good. We have the time. $1 Billion Babies, which I enjoyed listening to. For all of the oddities of Alice Cooper's presentation, the band really sold me on that album.
Yeah.
It wasn't Alice Cooper who did it. He was weird enough, and I know he had a massive part in conducting what went down, but the music standalone was so pleasing to listen to. And those guys had every bit of chops that these folks do.
Yeah.
But the way that they placed themselves in the mix when they took their fills, having just that little bit more time to establish a groove made all of the difference for me.
Yeah.
So as we kind of crack the code here, I think it's just worth mentioning.
Yeah, and I think what was the song you didn't like? "Elected" was the song that you thought was a train wreck, right?
Well, that was a big time mix issue for me too.
Yeah.
What was it, like a tambourine or something that was just going off?
Yeah. But with that song, there's a lot of bombast and a lot of information.
Elected fits on this album just fine.
Yeah.
That funny parallel there.
Yeah.
This one to me, this song specifically, for some reason, I couldn't put my finger on the tune per se, but in the stylings of ELO, I pulled a little bit of that from there too. If you're into the electric light orchestra type of feel, they have a funny way of playing eighth notes in that band. And in this tune, I don't know what it was. There's some arpeggios that are happening too. There's just some texture that reminded me of ELO, and they're singing a little bit too.
Yeah. I can certainly get behind that.
Yeah.
There's also some There's some drum fills in this that I really like. They're like these like rolling triplets
Yeah,
that they do.
This is some of the better drumming for sure.
By Dinky.
Yeah, by good old Dinky. This is yet another song that is kind of holding that new poppy punk thing. Again, this is one of the three on the back end. And an interesting point I want to hit at here is if you look at songs 7, 8, 9, Talent is an Asset, Complaints, and In My Family, you watch the streams on this really fall off on the back half of this album, right? We're consistently in the millions, all the way down to just under 1 million, 981,000 for the first 5 songs. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, 23 million, 3 million, 1.5 million, 1.2 million, almost a million. You get over to Hasta Mañana on the second half of this album, 944,000, 992,000. So we kind of in that million. And then what happens is we fall off down to the half millions.
Yeah.
And I think this is the fatigue of that same kind of verse hook style rolling in. Like, didn't I hear this? Didn't I hear this?
I would agree because, like I said, it took me a while for this to grow on me. And I eventually, I don't know how many times I ended up listening to this album. Maybe.
I think I'm 4 and then half today.
I'm closer to 10.
Good on you.
But not complete listens because I'm like, all right, I can't listen to the front of this album anymore. I need to like start from 5.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know if I can make it to be able to put together podcast information.
Yeah. I got through a good 4 listens, and then today I ran through Asta, and that was that. Mm-hmm. But I think I also did that intentionally. I was like, I can cut here.
Right.
Because that's where I like the songs.
Yeah.
This ain't a bad song.
I like it.
It's just not making my top few.
It's not in your top 7.
No, it's not my tops. It could be number 7, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the 7, 8, 9, they kind of go, and then of course that brings us into everybody's favorite song number 10, Equator. Equator.
Yeah, Equator is correct. Yes.
Oh man, where do we start, Daniel?
No thanks.
Not yours, eh?
No. Especially by the time the song ends, I want to gouge my ears out. I don't like this song.
So, a couple notables in the tune.
Sure.
First time you hear a shuffle.
Great.
Would have worked well for Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, not impressed by a shuffle. Got it. How about the acapella ending?
That's the part I hate. I don't hate this song. I definitely hate the ending.
How about the tenor saxophone that sounds like you're playing it into, I don't know.
You said like wax paper.
Yeah, or like a gym sock.
Yeah.
That might actually be better.
So in the train wreck ending, I do like the weird saxophone there. I don't even dislike it at the beginning. It's hard to identify. Like I figured it was a saxophone. I said, "Hey, what is that?" You're like, "Well, it's a saxophone." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not sure." Clearly,
once you hear the timbre of it,
yeah,
it's the same timbre as the beginning and the end. And when you hear the end, you hear the way that he's moving between notes and the inflection. You go, "That's a sax."
Yeah, if you can make it to the end of the song.
I'm assuming it's a tenor. I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah. What's the count on this one?
This is unfortunately not the lowest, but almost at 541,000.
Well, given that it's technically the end of the album.
This is an odd... I mean, no, I disagree,
actually. This is not an odd ending.
This is the only place you could put this song and have anybody take you seriously.
Yeah. No, it's actually...
The Stooges could have taken a lesson for song number 3 on this one.
Yeah. As much as I dislike this song, I actually think it's a great ending because of the ending. Because there are 2 more. We won't have to talk about them at all. The only thing I wanted to mention, the next song, unless you have more to say about Equator.
No, to me, this sounds like a Broadway song and meets Space Oddity or Odyssey. Oddity is actually better here.
It sounds okay.
No, not the song Space Odyssey or Oddity.
Yeah,
but it's just the way that they're using kind of this like really trippy warp gate.
Yeah.
But it still has that storytelling, theatrical musical theater edge to it.
Yeah.
They can't shake that for the life of them. It's ingrained in Russell.
Right. Except for, and the reason I wanted to only mention for 2 seconds, Barbecuity and Lost and Found, the additional songs.
I got a couple of listens on them.
Yeah. Barbecuity I kind of liked, but it doesn't sound like it belongs on this album.
No, it doesn't. Love the name, by the way.
Yeah. And Lost and Found does sound like it belongs on the album. So they're clearly extras. I don't think they're bad songs.
I'd probably trade Barbecuity out for In My
Equator?
Family. Sure, Equator. Or Complaints.
Yeah.
All in all, you get this 10-song listen totally out of left field for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm still wrapping my head around this.
So, if you're still wrapping your head around it, would you hit it?
I'm going to go into that designation that we've been using recently. I think I understand why it's on the list.
Sure.
No question about that. There ain't nothing like it that I've heard. So it's certainly unique enough. The musicianship is there. Mm-hmm. The composition is there. This conversation has brought out the fact that I really actually think that the lyrics are there, and if I could go back in, which I can, and I'm a free person, I'd like to maybe go look at those again just for the enjoyment. Would I personally hit this? Nah.
So you're not buying the vinyl?
See, that's the kicker. I might buy the vinyl because it's so freaking weird. If I need to set someone off at a party, it'd be cool to have.
Right. You could do that.
Begrudgingly, I'm buying the vinyl, but I think there's probably an album that's more deserved to be on the top 500 than this, personally.
Yeah, this is we would love to disagree, but I agree with you completely. I get why it's here. The musicianship is great. Performances are great. I think this could grow on me more. It has grown on me. I do like a number of the songs, but I don't think I need to listen to it tomorrow.
I think that so if you were to use as a test, something sacred, like your Spotify liked songs list, only gems make it on that thing. I get pissed if my kid hits a button and all of a sudden I've got whatever poppy thing is on there from today that I didn't really want.
Right.
That's a place I want to be curated good music. Man, I'm having a hard time thinking I'd put any of this on it. Maybe Hasta Mañana, but maybe.
So irritating thing about Spotify for me is I actually did download this one because I was going to listen to it potentially in the plane in Iceland to prepare. I didn't. And when you download it, immediately puts it into your life.
I hate that.
So I don't even know if I didn't listen to it yet.
If Spotify fixed that, we should be able to take an album, put it in its own folder, because otherwise you're stuck building it as a playlist, right?
Right.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Come on, Spotify. We give you enough love. Fix that.
All right.
Well, that was fun and interesting, and I think we learned quite a bit, and I think we actually did it in a reasonable amount of time. So there you go, listeners. 71 minutes and 40 seconds is where I'm going to start our log off today. What do we got coming up next week, Daniel?
Next week, we have the album Sheryl Crow by the artist.
Oh, can I say it?
Yeah. John Mellencamp.
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow. Yeah.
You're not allowed to open. You have to clench your teeth and say it.
Oh.
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Is that a fact?
Proper, yeah.
Proper.
Oh, proper. Love my girl, Sheryl. Mm-hmm. And, this will be great.
Or will it?
Oh, this show does have a way of taking things away from us, doesn't it?
Yeah. So stay tuned.
All I want to do is have some fun.
Yeah, that's not on this album.
I know. That's perfectly fine. We hope you enjoyed this week. Do check out our Patreon.
Yes, if it makes you happy.
And we would be thrilled to see you on both the email front if you want to jump into today's conversation with some nice Nelson feedback, or you can catch us out on the gram.
Yeah.
Dan's been pumping out content.
At Backwards Beats there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's Dan Woodard.
And that's Carl Fansteel.
And we will see you next week.
And remember, every day is a winding road.
tried hard for that one, didn't If it makes you happy.
That was a show about the album Kimono My House by the band Sparks. Energetic, quirky music sums up this one.
Backward Speeds Podcast is a 2-to-1 production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backward Speeds Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.